Wow. That was we got a 1 p.m. start today here, so I wanted to take the time and do one of these timely Facebook lives. But Detroit Lions remind everyone why they're the kings of the NFC North and go into Minnesota and beat the previously unbeaten Vikings 31-29 in a back and forth game where the Lions even fumble and the Vikings return it for a touchdown late in the fourth quarter, a little more than 5 minutes left, I think, when that fumble happened, and the Lions answer that. They make the critical mistake, but they find ways to answer it and make up for those mistakes. I mean, and that just to me speaks to this coaching staff. It speaks to the makeup of the quarterback you got under center. It just speaks to the current state of this franchise, to be completely honest with you. To be able to commit such a massive mistake, like a fumble returned for a touchdown in a game that you already scratched and clawed from the brinks of hell from, to take two separate 11-point leads in this game, and you still got enough gas in the tank to go downfield. I thought it was gutsy what they did before the 2-minute warning, to take the clock all the way down to the 2-minute warning and then run it again. Like, that's gutsy. I was shocked by that, but it just goes to show you they had an idea with what they were thinking they'd do. They were thinking, we're going to get Jake Bates in position to kick a field goal and give the Vikings absolutely no hope here. That's aggressive and conservative at the same time by the play calling stance, but just super impressive. It wasn't a perfect day. I know the offensive line had some problems. Taylor Decker had a rough day. Keoti Awashika had a very tough start in this game. The pass rush was very lacking for sure. So, yes, there's some concerns there. But in the end, wow, just resiliency, toughness, got some pressure when it mattered most. Pascal with the sack to end the third quarter. James Houston had the pressure on the third down to open the fourth quarter. Nowaski gets home to end the game after they get a weird extra snap. I'm looking forward to an explanation on what happened on that last play. That wasn't two, guys. I didn't know you could just line up illegally as possible, and it's counted as being set, so you avoid the runoff. So that's an interesting loophole there. But yeah, they were set, so apparently, I don't know. I'm going to need an explanation on why the Vikings got another second on the clock there. The broadcast was pretty confused too, but yeah, let me see what y'all are saying here. Yeah, positivity. How could you not be positive after this one? Like I said, I know it wasn't perfect. The offensive line started brutally. Decker had his toughest game of the year, in my opinion. The defense had no pass rush for the first 45 minutes, but you got to feel good. Going into Minnesota isn't easy. Never been easy for this franchise, and to put yourself in a 10-0 hole, to give up two separate 11-point leads, just very, very impressive stuff. And where else do you start besides Jared Goff? This guy is playing unbelievably clean football, and it's not like he's dinking and dunking it around either. He is passing downfield, over the middle. I mean, just what Goff is doing right now and how Goff is playing right now is just beyond impressive. What were his final numbers today? I know for a while he was running perfect there for a while. Just unbelievable just what he's doing in that offense. Goff finishes 22-25, 280 yards, 2 touchdowns, 140 quarterback rating. He was trying to become the first quarterback in NFL history to have 3 straight games over 150, but guess what? He'll gladly take the win in a 140 rating. The guy's playing MVP level football right now. Like, I'm not even going to dance around it. Goff is playing MVP level football right now, and if he continues to play anywhere near this level while leading this offense, he absolutely belongs in that discussion, which is just all the credit in the world to him, all the credit in the world to Ben Johnson. Yeah, Goff is as legit as what they get as they come right now. What he's doing against a defense, mind you, Brian Flores' Vikings defense, this defense gives every team in the NFL fits for the last year and a half plus, and Goff continues to find ways to shred them, even when his offensive line is not at its best, even when Sam Laporta isn't there too much. He finds a way. It's Khalif Raymond today. It's Tim Patrick in key spots. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Nothing was going for J-Mo today. It was Amon-Ra St. Brown, Khalif Raymond, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Tim Patrick. Yeah, how about the secondary today too? Man, Give credit to the Vikings for spotting the matchup when they got Jefferson on Amik Robertson. But like other than that, I was very impressed with the secondary today. Brian Branch is a star. Oh, he almost had another touch. He almost had a big fumble return today for that touchdown, but that was the right call. But he had the pick on Darnold. I forget where that was. I know the Vikings were on Detroit's side of the field, but a little gift from Darnold, who had Jones wide open, threw it into double coverage. But heck of a play by Brian Branch. The kid's a star. He is an absolutely star. So props to the secondary. I thought Carlton Davis had a good game too, and he was banged up coming into this one. And I thought, while we're talking about the defense, before I even talk about Goff some more, because what else would I talk about? I thought the linebackers played awesome today. Like, I thought Jack Campbell was awesome. They got punched in the face by Aaron Jones, 34-yard touchdown run out of the gates. Hats off to Jones. Didn't even seem like he was going to play this week, and he ended up having a big game. But the linebackers, Jack Campbell was flying around the ball. Anzalone, tight in coverage, sticky in coverage. Nowaski gets the sack at the end of the game. Just everybody pitching in, making plays. Really impressed with those linebackers. But yeah, Goff is just heating today. Yeah, it looked clear at first, but when they showed that replay, it really was like a lift of the heel away from another Brian Branch, almost housing a play. But man, this Jahmyr Gibbs today, a career long run, 45-yard touchdown. He had 116 yards, 2 touchdowns. Truly helped put that game away, because when they came out of that 2-minute warning, and I'm sitting there thinking, wow, they just could have ran 2 more plays here. But guess what? They got St. Brown, they got Gibbs. They went to Gibbs twice, then they went to St. Brown. All of a sudden, they're in field goal range. St. Brown, wow. I know he was super involved, caught all 8 targets sent his way today, 112 yards, had the touchdown. Gibbs caught all 4 targets sent his ways for 44 yards. Montgomery had 31 yards in the fumble, only 9 rushes on the ground, left early with the knee injury, but did return. He had 3 catches for 39 yards, and he had one heck of a one-handed stumbling, bumbling catch there in the second half too. So just really impressed by the Lions finding ways. When somebody gets shut down, whether it's Laporta and Jamo like it was this week, or St. Brown a couple weeks ago, or Laporta for most of the first half of the season, just impressive work by Goff and Ben Johnson to continue to spread the ball around, because Khalif Raymond, 3 catches, 39 yards and a touchdown, but he had the big 3rd down catch, had the touchdown, just on 3rd and 6, mind you. His defender slipped in coverage, and then Gibbs kind of just stopped moving to pick his guy on the way to the end zone. So just, yeah. But let's talk about the defense a little before I get out of here, because I thought I know the defense took their hits today. The pass rush was kind of absent for 45 minutes, but they ended up with 4 sacks on the day. Like I said, the linebackers were flying around the ball. Anzalone, 8 tackles, 1 for loss. Rodrigo had a sack. Jack Campbell got a sack. Pascal had that sack to end the 3rd quarter. Nowaski had the sack to end the game. But I do have some concerns. Yeah, the Gibbs block was legit. I had a lot of Vikings fans complaining in my mentions on Twitter that it was holding, but I was like, he literally just stopped running and set a smart pick. So yeah, in the fumble, yeah, I rewatched that fumble. That's just tough. He was doing his best to protect the ball. It was just a solid punch out. The Vikings got playmakers on the defensive side of the ball, but yeah, the defense, you want to see a little more from the pass rush. Glenn was pretty aggressive today, sending the heat, trying to manufacture pressure. We kind of talked about that on the Dungeon and Doom podcast earlier this week, and I was surprised to see how much blitzing was happening by the Lions. I'm curious to see how those numbers came out, but that's how they finished this game off. Just interesting stuff, not the cleanest day, not the most perfect day, but you gotta love a team that can bounce back from that early hole, and then a team that can bounce back from what is usually the critical blow, which is the Montgomery 4th quarter fumble taken to the house. That's just impressive. I mean, there's not a lot of teams that come back from that. There's not a lot of teams that come back from the first 10 minutes, let alone the mistake in the final 5. Hey, yeah, why not? Well, let's end a little. I don't exactly. Do not sell the farm. I'm very curious. A name that's probably made its way into most circles is the pass rusher from Cleveland, who formerly played for the Vikings and the Packers, Darius Smith. You don't see a lot of NFL players talking this way, but he was flat out getting traded to the Lions on Friday and was like, yeah, going to Detroit, that'd be cool. I'd be down for that. I'd get to play the Vikings and the Packers, so that'd be sweet. Usually don't see guys talking openly about that. I mean, he said the right things about trying to win in Cleveland, but Yeah, I don't know. I really don't have a good read on the edge rusher chances for them. Maybe they go out and add a veteran like that. I don't think that's going to be a sell the farm move for a Crosby. It looks like Reddick is staying put in New York. I don't think he was a fit culture wise or schematically, at least in terms of what they need in this building right now. But there's still a couple names to track out there. I think they've got another week or so and some change before that trade deadline hits. I always forget where it is in the NFL season. I know it's around Halloween. I really don't. I'm fine with the Lions moving a third rounder at the most. I don't think Brad Holmes is the type of GM that should be giving up his first round picks, because look at what he does with first round picks. And I'm not just talking about the first rounders that they've taken. I'm talking about the moves that he's turned those first rounders into. Laporte, second round. Gibbs, not Gibbs, but Branch, second round, getting my Bama guys mixed up. D- Brad Holmes has made this thing and the foundation of this franchise and found superstars with those first and second round picks. It looks like we got somebody creeping in here. Lions did not deserve the win. Dirty refs. There were a lot of flags today. It was the ref show today. But yeah, I don't think the Lions are going to swing for the fences. I really don't. I don't think that's their MO. They really haven't shown. Holmes has been aggressive, but aggressive in the draft. So I don't think he's going to give away those picks, because that's how the Lions got here. That's how we got here. But huge win today, man. 31-29. Vikings dropped to 5-1, first loss of the season. Lions are at 5-1, back on top of the NFC North. It is a loaded division. The Packers won today. They're 5-2. I know the Bears are 4-2. I forget who they play this week. Quick Google search. They do not play this week. So yeah, the NFC North's cooking. It is absolutely cooking. Lions are back home next week. That's right. Tennessee Titans, who I believe started Mason Rudolph today. Troll. That's true. I respect the Bears defense. I do. I think Chicago's defense is legit, but I do think that they have the type of offense that the Lions should be able to handle. But yeah, it's 5-1 Lions, Vikings, 5-2 Packers, 4-2 Bears. It's a good division. We'll see how the Bears and Vikings kind of go down the stretch here. But the Lions are back on top. They head to Green Bay in 2 weeks for another big NFC North meeting. And then it's Titans at home, Packers on the road, Texans on the road. So take care of those Titans next week. Get yourself a win. And then you got two big matchups with the football world watching. But I'm going to get out of here. Been rambling way too long. Lions win 31-29. I don't even think I've said the kid's name. Jake Bates, ice in his vein, 44-yard field goal. What a start to his career. Cool story there. I know he hasn't been challenged a ton in terms of distance, but 44-yard kick, game on the line, on the road against a good team like that. Not an easy situation. Lions 31-29, 5-1. They're back at home next week. Thank you guys for chilling in the video here. And mlive.com/Lions. We'll record a Dungeon of Doom podcast tonight. Check out for that wherever you get your podcasts. And give us a shout on the subtext texting service. You can find that on any story we post, mlive.com/Lions. You get text from myself and Corey Woods during, before, and after games and throughout the week of practice. And it's a good time. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Hope you guys like my background.